If I were newly diagnosed with osteoporosis today, I wouldn't blindly follow every piece of bone health advice I was handed. Some of it sounds helpful, but it can keep you stuck. In this video, I'm walking through 5 common bone advice rules I look at more carefully now that I've rebuilt my bone density naturally. We'll talk about what sounds logical, what may be incomplete, and what I'd focus on instead. Stick around because one of these is something many women over 50 are still told first. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Glory B, and this is GloryB-TV, a lifestyle channel for mature women who want to look fabulous, feel amazing, and age gracefully. Now, full transparency, I completely reversed my osteoporosis naturally when I was 61 years old. I did it without taking any of the bone drugs. The medical establishment's narrative is often that bone loss is merely an inevitable diagnosis and you just have to manage your decline. But that simply wasn't an option for me. With so many people in my family having early death, strokes, and high blood pressure, I didn't want to just accept that aging means rapidly falling apart. So I dug into the research and I found out that there is a lot of this traditional advice we're given, and it's very incomplete. The first rule I would heavily question is that you need to consume massive amounts of dairy to get strong bones. For a long time, we were all sold the story that pouring a big glass of milk is the ultimate bone builder. But dairy foods, and in particular consuming a lot of dairy, can actually promote inflammation in the body. When I changed my diet in my late 30s to avoid the diseases my parents had and grandparents, lowering the likelihood I would get their same diseases was my primary goal, and lowering inflammation was my key to do that. Getting healthy with food is about flooding your body with antioxidants and minerals. Eating whole plant foods, leafy greens, beans, and seeds gives you highly absorbable calcium without the inflammatory downsides of the dairy. If you're still unsure, and I know a lot of you are because you saw the same ads by the Dairy Council as I did for many years, I have a study linked below that's on PubMed, which showed that dairy intake doesn't lower the risk of osteoporosis. I'll have even more links like that for you in the description box and in the first comment. The second rule I question is being told to just grab a high-dose calcium supplement off the shelf and take it every day. This one, it sounds so logical to us. Your bones are made of calcium, so you should just take more of it, right? Well, taking heavy calcium supplements in isolation can actually be dangerous. Your body needs this complete team of nutrients to direct that calcium into your bones where it belongs instead of into your arteries. You need things like vitamin D3, magnesium, and vitamin K2. Osteocalcin is a protein hormone in your bones, and it needs vitamin K2 to bind the calcium directly to the bone. Without it, the calcium just floats around, doesn't go where it belongs. This is why I focus on a holistic approach rather than just popping any calcium pill. If you want to know exactly what I eat and the exact supplements I use to rebuild stronger bones naturally, I have a whole series about how I reversed osteoporosis naturally. I'll link that full playlist for you down in the description box and in the first comment. Now, to get to the description box on a phone, if you're watching on a phone or tablet, go right below the video and tap the word more, which opens up the box a bit. Then you need to tap the word more a second time and the box opens completely. Now, if you prefer to use the first comment on a phone also or on a tablet, go below the video and tap the word comments, then tap the words read more, and the entire first comment will open up completely so that you can easily find and click the link. For now, I'll tell you that I've only taken algae-based calcium supplements. I'll have those linked below as well in case you'd like to check them out. You might be familiar with the fact that when some people take calcium supplements, they risk getting calcium deposits in the arteries near their heart. I found that most people who've heard this have only done half of the research. It turns out it's only certain types of calcium which do this. In order to prove it, and especially after so many viewers expressed concern that I was going to get calcification at my heart arteries, I had a cardiac calcium CT score scan after I had taken the algae-based calcium for some time. In fact, Dr. Denise Shostak and I both had our scans done in back-to-back appointments. I reported all about it, including our scores, in this video, which I'll link in the description box, first comment, and in a card, hopefully in the corner, in case you're interested. Now, we paid out of pocket for this test, which was only about $75. You don't need for a doctor to make a referral for you to get this test. You can find local hospitals and clinics that do this scan. Check several because the cost can vary widely. The third rule I look at carefully is the idea that regular walking is all the exercise you need to fight bone loss. Walking is wonderful. You know I love my interval walking technique for cardiovascular health and lowering blood pressure, but just a slow, regular stroll is not enough to truly stimulate new bone growth. As our bodies adapt to a regular walking routine, the law of diminishing returns creeps up. You need weight-bearing exercises, resistance, and muscle strengthening to physically pull on those bones. When your muscles pull on the bones, it signals to your body to build more bone density. You don't need to do extreme fitness boot camps or jump around making yourself miserable to do this. Simple floor clamps, slow balance training, and targeted strength work at home can make a massive difference without risking a fall. I have several exercise videos on my channel that are great for beginners and for those of you who are more intermediate. These can get you going with weights, resistance training, and muscle strengthening. I'll link to the entire playlist of videos that you can peruse later. The fourth piece of advice I would question is the push to immediately start taking prescription bone drugs the second you get an osteoporosis or even osteopenia diagnosis. This is the one that so many women over 50 are still told first. Now, I'm not a doctor, and this is entirely your personal choice to make with your physician, but the medical pressure can be very intimidating when you're sitting in that office. They hand you a prescription for medications, usually for bisphosphonates. The side effect alone of those drugs terrified me, honestly. And then there was the other question. Do these actually work? In my first sit-down interview with Dr. Denise Shostak, she educated me about these bone drugs and about how they make your DEXA scan look better. But the so-called bone the drugs put on your bones is called cheap bone by many in the medical profession. That's why we hear about so many women who took these drugs who later break bones. I wanted to see if I could increase my bone density naturally without the drugs. I started tracking my blood work, making sure my diet was highly supportive, getting the right supplements in place, and adding new exercises to my routine. Our bodies are capable of incredible recovery if we give them the right tools. Aging is a journey, not a sprint. And for me, exploring the natural route first was the absolute best decision I ever made. Not bad for a 66-year-old, right? The fifth rule I question is the idea that losing your height, getting a curved spine, or getting frail is a normal, acceptable part of aging. Some doctors often act like osteoporosis is just a condition we have to quietly surrender to. It isn't. Aging gracefully is an active, natural process. We don't have to feel shame about our physical limitations, and we can easily modify exercises to be safe. But we also don't have to just sit back and watch our bodies decline without a fight. By staying consistent with a pro-aging routine, actively tweaking your nutrition, keeping an eye on your vitamin D levels, and staying proactive, you can rebuild your strength. It's never too late to start making small lifestyle changes that dramatically protect your bones and your physical independence. If you're interested in this topic, I have more for you to check out in the description box and first comment. Then check out one of my other videos by tapping its image on the right side of your screen, and I'll see you in the next video.